horrible night last night. I had a fishing trip that was second to none. But later on it started, about 1 o'clock-ish. My back and my legs, absolutely. My legs, not legs. Aye, right. So back on the legs I started hard. All I could put this down to is lumbago. I mean, I know it's an old man disease, but that's the only thing I think of. My back and my legs, the pain going down my back and my legs was unbelievable. I know I've got my legs, but my body, my brain still thinks they're there. I still feel pain in my legs, even though they aren't there. It's crazy as it seems. Oh, jeez, I'm hurting now. That was my foot that isn't there. Yeah, you still feel pain even though the amputation, it's gone, it's gone. All the muscles still work crazy enough. If somebody could come up with some electrical device that would all their muscles move in all the right directions, as if you really did have legs. Somebody could come up with some device, and you could have some proper legs back on again. Aye, never mind, we won't talk. So, where we were last night basically, which is absolutely gorgeous, to be honest. I'm glad in a way, I shouldn't say this, I'm glad in a way I got pulled up like this and to stop, because we were racing on, push. The closer John O'Groats got, the harder we were going for it, so I'm glad that this has happened, and then it's just calmed things down a little bit, and we can get on with showing you some bits of Scotland that I'm sure you will most definitely enjoy. I'm in a little fishing port as well, as I mentioned last night. Absolutely stunning. It's not false, it's a proper working, oh my leg, oh jeez, it's a proper working village, jeez. I'll change the camera around and I'll show you some pictures of the quay, harbour side. It's interesting to see that all the pots, ropes, everything, you know, it's genuine, it's working, you know. People are actually working these things. So give a little look and just see what yeah, I'm just sort of pan around. That's like an outer harbour. Protection obviously from the North Sea and the depths of winter. Can I just pan around that way? Not really. There is out to show you the shoreline. I've come round from that direction. Anyway, we'll turn around and we'll give you a shot of the little run down the harbour. Well, I hope Nell's justifying these shots. She's not doing a bad job so far. The old lass, I wouldn't call her old lass, young lass. She's done very well from there, and she's not had a breakdown for a while. I shouldn't have said that, should I? No, Nell's is doing really well. What a fantastic wheelchair she is. Yeah, treat her well. Treat her like a woman. She'll be all right. Right, so I'm sure by now you can. It might get a bit lumpy. But yeah, there's all the pots on the harbour side. It's lovely to see working boats. Lovely to see them. You know, it's not big, it's not posh, it's genuine. You can see the mountains in the background. Little village creeping up the mountainside. And we'll try and sneak in there to try and get a look at the boats down there. You can see, look at all the pots and the ropes and everything's working. It's brilliant, absolutely brilliant. No fancy yachts down there. Proper fishing boats. This one that we're looking at here, this is that one is known as like what's called a lawbreaker. It's in fishing terms, it's a trawler that's been shortened, because what happens is that after a certain length it gets classed as a full trawler, so its quotas change. So by shortening it by 10 or 15 foot, it comes into the category of being a low breaker, or that's their name for them. You can see on the back of the nets there, the nets for trolling at the back there, and I don't think, if you look closely on the side there, you'll see two rusty plates, there'll be one on either side. They're the troll boards, which keep the net open and drag it along the seabed. Well, not quite on the seabed. So that's a little lesson in that. The other boats that are here are just little fishing boats. Obviously they are being used because I've seen them out there on the coastline. There's possibly 2 boats in there that are not genuine fishing boats, the rest are, and there's a lot on the harbour side. So we'll come back round again and we'll have another little run down, and I hope try and when we go down there, I want, if you can, try and get some idea of I think it's going to rain again, but never mind, we couldn't care less now. You can see the well, I'm not going to call them mountains, they aren't big enough yet, but look at the villages, how they're clinging to the hillside there. Absolutely stunning scenery. You know, yesterday it was beautiful sunshine, and it looks totally different with a bit of sunshine. And you can see in front of me there is the bridge there which carries unfortunately that it's not good. That carries the A9. Now look, there's nothing on it. Now I've just spoken, there's a car going across. Right, because it has to do that to me, doesn't it? But there's very little traffic now going anywhere. Anybody coming to this place, it's a little marvellous. Look at the mountains in the background. There's a trail that goes right the way through between these two mountains. I'm going to call them mountains. I don't know where they are. I don't know whether they are just hills or mountains or what they're classed as, but I'm going to class them as that. Oh, I won't be running up them. Well, I won't be running anyway, will I? Yeah, so I'm sure you can see the beautiful view, and then there is a walk going up there. I'll try and do as much film as I can because we haven't done a lot just recently, so we'll try and do what we can for the time being. So yeah, anybody who wants a little hideaway, this is the place to come. And remember, the fish is second to none. There's not much in the village. There's a convenience store, there's 1 or 2 shops, not really anything you'd, well, I suppose you lived here, that would be ideal for you. But yeah, and I'm hoping you're getting an idea of these. Now up there, now I'm not going to go up to it, but well, behind the bridge there is a memorial to the clearances. You know the bit of history. This is why the Scots hate us so much. Basically, we actually tried to clear them out of their own country, so all the land was taken, their cottages were burned, they were just thrown out to, most of them I suppose died, and then I suppose that's what happened to all the different rebellions. Now if you look here, we're also, you can see the caravanettes. There was quite a few last night, and we'll have a look at a little sign I quite like it, so I'll switch you on for now. If you can read that, you can't say fairer than that, can you? Nobody minds you staying, nobody minds you camping out on this grass here, or in the village or where I am, or I'm actually camped outside the community centre, and they've opened the doors for me to use as toilets and everything else. You just can't say anything. The hospitality is just over the top basically, isn't it? I'm just going to pan around. You can see there is campers in here. which I suppose legally they can do. But like the sign says, all they want is a little donation. They aren't bothered. They put a donation in the box for their lifeboat. That's all they want. I'll pan round. There's only 3 here. There's no one coming now, I think. There's only 3 camp lads. You get a lot of the North Coast 500 coming through here, which is a bit of a yeah, North Coast 500. I'll pan around. I can't make it smell because I've got my front wheel locked. I'm just outside the lifeboat shed. You can see this little view of, well, I think one of them actually is, no, maybe not. Here's a little mock-up of a fishing boat being towed in by a lifeboat. So,
excuse me.
Sorry, yeah.
I mean, just pull them back a bit, yes.
Oh, sorry, am I getting your... Oh,
yeah,
right, going in there. I wondered why...
You're alright, just hang on.
Aye. I'm in everybody's way. Yeah. Best thing to do with this is inside the museum, and it's a mixture of farming, basically, and fishing in the village. I can just sort of pan around to give you an idea of some of the things here. These here are gold pans. So, if you can see that, late 20th century. So gold must have also been a part of life around here. And yeah, well, I haven't found that. Helmsdale Castle. Yeah, I can just maybe get that's the old harbour. I'll try and move around. This is going to be a bit edgy for my mate down here. He's going to have to do it because he's work cut out with this. Yeah, if you can just get a little video of these pictures. This is the village. The women are filleting and cutting herring. I'm actually reading the thing underneath it, so I've not been a smart ass, knowing everything. And these are the herring boats coming in. I wonder what happened after herring all finished. This here is a stone, and all the markings on it are from Celts and Picts. What I gather of that. I'm going to pan round a bit. And it's really quite interesting here. So I'll move round. Oh, Dan's going to love all these little videos, trying to put these nice little photos here. Of the women making fishing nets. And these men down here are coopers, making barrels. I'll just pan round and just give you a quick brief look at what else is around here. I can't show you everything, obviously. Don't go absolutely mad when I trying to get on this one. Yeah, we've got a nice little mock-up here of a blacksmith's shop. And you can see there the tools, the video on the top there. Bellows, or the old anvil. And there we go. And then next up we've got a little mock-up of a room. I'll turn around. Yeah, a little mock-up of inside a croft. And, yeah. So a nice sleek arrangement there. And what is interesting, these the hams that are up there. I mean, I can remember my auntie and my great auntie and my gran and everybody else that they had a little farm in Outstead called Mawson, and they used to cure their own hams in saltpetre. They were all York hams, and they used to last for about 2 years, and you could carve them up, and it was the most beautifulest bacon in the world. Never tasted it ever again. And the thing about it was that you never left any fat or anything. You mopped all the fat out of the pan because the fat had the flavour of the curing and everything. It was absolutely stunning. And they used to just get these hams down, carve some up, and you had breakfast, or they'd do some of it boiled for lunchtime or whatever. And these things cured. They were nearly 2 years old, and they were still as good as they were hung. As long as they get the flies off them with muslin, they would last forever. Another little mock-up of just the implements basically inside the croft. I presume that would be for making butter, but I don't know. There you go. But just some of the implements, tools used by crofters. So I'm going to recognise there's a trap up there. Yeah. Well, there you go. Oh, it says man trap, but maybe it was. Just put that lock up. I think that's probably a double pet, believe it or not. You'd have to be pretty friendly with that. Get along well. So there we go. I think there's a little cot down there, is there? Yeah. Yeah, then. A life in a croft. Or a fishing town or whatever. Well, there you go. A peach sled. Never seen one of them before. There you go. Just a little video of where I'm sat having a coffee. You can see there, here is the original bridge before the A9, which is behind me. There's no traffic on it hardly now. It's very, very quiet. So this is the original bridge. Oh, but no, I don't know the name of the river. But I don't know if you can see in the background, fantastic hills. Apparently there's a famous walk going up there, which may be able to get a look at. I did ask about this clock tower. I thought it might have been something to do with cenotaph or something like that, but I don't think it is. I think it's just simply a clock tower. There is a place at the top of the hill there which commemorates the clearance of the Scots out of this area, and sheep farming basically took its place. Yeah, quite idyllic. All it needs across there is a few Highland cattle, and that would say it all, wouldn't it? Eh? Anyway, lovely view here. The sun's come out now. Makes all the difference, doesn't it? I brought you up here onto that bridge I was showing you earlier, just to give you a little view up the valley here. I don't think call it valleys in Scotland, but very picturesque. There's a little, I just pan down there, a graveyard in the bottom, and you can see hills spanning up there. Now, this, what we thought was a clock tower, it is actually a cenotaph. so I'll stand corrected that one. I was told wrong. So yeah, just a nice little view. Such a lonely old place, eh? Miles to go anywhere that's of any size. But to be honest with you, if you lived up there, who cares? We're surrounded by cars, aren't we? You could just sit there, couldn't you, just fishing in your little croft and just enjoying every day. Apparently there's quite a famous trail going through this valley. There we've got more cars. We have to do this. The bane of my life. As soon as I get this video out, I have to crack on, don't I? There's another little view then, we're pan round, and this is the village. Helmsdale. Have I got it right? Nearly. And there, unfortunately, is the bridge for the A9. You can see it's a pretty lonely A9 now. There isn't much going across that any longer. Yeah, I just did a quick little video of this. Kind of gives you an idea of climate change and everything. But you see this building here, well, it's basically hewed into the rock behind, and this is the frontage to it. But this was the ice house, and we've come across these before in Scotland, and they're always at the top of them. They're always turfed and buried into the much into the ground as they can get them. And apparently, now where did I see the last one? I'm just trying to. Never mind. Apparently, they'd go out in the winter, collect ice from all the rivers, streams, whatever, store it in these buildings to keep the fish fresh, and keep it for until the following, right the way through to the following year. We'd either smoke it or freeze it. It was a deep freeze. They worked remarkably well, and I don't think we get the kind of winters now that, well, we don't, that would produce ice that would fill these buildings to do the same job that they had many, many years ago. Just a quick one. Well, this is my campsite. I've been here 2 nights now, and I'll just turn that round a bit. Yeah, I've been here 2 nights now. Well, I will be after tonight, should I say. I'm just yeah, there's just the village up there in the background, and this nice little green here that is outside the community centre. So I'll there we go. Right, put you back in focus. Noel's doing a decent job today. Right. I'll do nicely, won't it? That's fine. Right then. We're getting better than what we were at the beginning anyway. Oh my God. So yeah, today we had a bad night, as I said. As it's been an interesting day. Beautiful now. Started off windy, as you saw on the initial videos, but I was sat by the side of the harbour there with the camper vans and all the rest of it. But yeah, it's been a good day, and I've enjoyed the day off, and we've had a good look around. I didn't realise the museum here. I didn't realise about the memorial up the road there to the mass clearing, the clearance of the Scots out their own country. Of course, a lot went to America, and all the various things that did go on. And this town itself, little village, had become uninhabited for a number of times in its past, and gone back to rack and ruin, then been repopulated again. You got to remember, this is a long way up now in the top of Scotland. Jolligots is really only just round the corner now. I'm glad I slowed down today, just had a day off. I had a horrendous pain last night, as I mentioned. But it did go about 12:30ish. Took a couple of painkillers. I don't like painkillers, but there you go. Took a couple of them, and we're pretty much back to normal, I think. See what tonight brings, but somebody's just been down to come and see me and said I can stop as long as I want, and he was going to get dinner for me and up at the restaurant up the road there, and I've insisted no, let me, because there's all sorts of things that I bought this afternoon. Because we've stopped and we've got a chance to, silly things that you just take for granted. Bread, you can't carry bread. If you do carry bread, it ends up like flatbread, obviously. So you may as well just carry flatbread, which I do. Makes a great alternative to bread, but you know, after a while you get sick of flatbread, wraps and this, that and the other. So although you're getting the bread, you know, it's not exactly the same as having fresh bread. Oh, silly things like butter. Been able to buy some butter and have butter, because obviously the heat, it just runs and it just makes all sorts of a mess. You can't keep it, you can't do anything with it, it's heavy. Just ain't the thing for this kind of game. Another thing about with silly thing, eggs. You know, it's been so long since I've had a boiled egg, fried egg, any kind of egg. Well, it isn't really, because I did have a couple of breakfasts, but it's a rare thing, and it's kind of thing you take for granted, and then when you don't have them, you think, oh, I could just really love to have that. It can be a silly thing like craving for baked beans, a can of baked beans. Obviously you can't carry it, too heavy, but just a craving for something as simple as that. Aye, well, that's enough of me babbling, I suppose. I got a chance to, since I got some bread, to use my new camping toaster. I've tried it before. They are actually very good and they do work well, and I tell you what, when you've not had toast or anything like that for a while, it is gorgeous. Yeah. So anyway, that's the silly little thing. Oh, a lovely shop I've got to today, just in the village itself, selling all sorts of woolens and Highland sort of materials and tweeds and fishing gear, loads of fishing gear. Kind of your sort of country sport shop. Boxes and, well, the cabinets of fly fishing. And the river here, it's only is £25 for a salmon license, permit, or whatever they call it. It's not exactly out of place, is it, really? You know, for someone to go salmon fishing, fly fishing, it's only fly fishing apparently in the river. But then you see you've got the harbour, and the harbour side, it's just as easy to go out there and catch mackerel. So, and apparently the boats will take you out, they're smaller boats obviously, on sea fishing. So yeah, interesting day I've had. So I suppose we'll bring that to a close and let Dan have a break from trying to put all these daft videos together. So hopefully we'll have a nice day tomorrow. I think it's looking promising tomorrow. Hopefully I get a good night's sleep, no more silly carry on me back. I think it's past. I hope so. Anyway, we can get on with tomorrow.